What's up, what's up, what's up? Happy New Year! Well, it's actually January 3rd, but it's the first day of New Year for me to talk to you guys. So I want to wish everybody a happy New Year. Yeah, this is my weekend wrap-up. Let's just chill before I show my face. All right. So glad to get rid of 2020, yes? Let's make 2021 better. Let's just not hope it's better. Let's make it better, huh? All right. Weekend wrap up. Man, we had a lot of things going on last week, and I want to recap it with you guys, all right? All right, let me stop this right here, and I want to welcome everybody with my face, and hopefully I see you guys out there. Hope everybody's doing well. Again, this is January 3rd, Sunday, my weekend wrap-up. I'm going to talk about what I learned from my guests or this past week, all right? And also what we did in our training sessions. So for those that don't know, I have live training classes every weeknights, Monday through Thursday, and sometimes on Fridays, and it's free. So just jump on in. It's probably best if you guys jump on Twitch TV, but it's also available on YouTube as well. If you guys jump on in, obviously, you could chat with me and ask questions and things like that. But mostly it's me doing the drills, sitting down, and once we start getting more and more viewers, and the viewers getting better and better as in participation, then we'll start moving to stand up. All right. But anyways, let's go back to what this is about. This is called the weekend wrap up. All right. So if you guys haven't seen the interviews that I did this past week, we started off last Monday with my boy Sergio Funk. Shout out to my boy Sergio Funk out of Arizona right now. He's representing HAR, and he was representing Motion Sickness Crew. For the poppers out there, you got to know who they are. All right. My boy Sergio repping it. And I want to kind of recap, our interview. Every time I do an interview, I want to get some key takeaways. And this is something that I want you guys to take from it as well. So if you haven't seen it or if you haven't heard it, go check it out. It's also available on podcasts, Spotify podcasts. I just checked it. It's on Google Podcasts as well. I'm sure it's going to hit on iTunes Podcasts or Apple Podcasts shortly. So it is out available for that, and you guys could check it out. So let me see my notes right here. My notes. Sergio Funk, man. He's if you guys don't know, he was the winner of the first ever Electric Boogaloos event, which is the funk style event out of Vegas, 1999. I remember to this day like it was yesterday. It was that summer. It was actually more towards the fall. I think it was like end of August, September, something like that. And Sergio Funk. That was the first time I met him. Incredible guy. But the interview, what I got out of it from him is that any of you guys out there, I see some of you guys out there that are either learning, okay, starting to learn, or you've been learning to pop. Doesn't even matter if it's popping or locking or any kind of style. But if you study great dancers, they all have something in common, right? And let me back up just even more. Not just dance. Anybody who's successful. If you guys study success, study personal development, there's something that all these successful people have that is in common. It's, first of all, is their determination, right? They made a decision that they're going to get good. Now, a lot of time, people I see, I got 3 sons, and I coach them. I coach them there in basketball, I coach them in track, and I coach them in dance if they wanted to, right? So everybody's desire to learn something is at a different level. What I got out of Sergio, my boy, was he was, when people say they're truly obsessed with something, there's different degrees, right? You hear great athletes like LeBron James, obviously Michael Jordan, and all the great ones. They really show dedication. Okay, and again, going back to my first guest of the week last week, Sergio, you guys got to check out the interview. What I got out of it. He's one of those guys who are truly obsessed, and I think that to be great in dance, or like anything, right, you have to almost get to that level where you're just obsessed with it. It's you, like, you fall in love with it, right? A lot of times, whether you fall in love with a person or if you fall in love with a sport or something like that, you wake up, you go to sleep thinking about this thing. You eat, drink, sleep, this on your mind, and that's what he had, and that's how he was able to get so good and continue to be so good, right? So that's really what I got out of it, man. A lot of you guys, if you guys are, and again, I'm not saying you have to do that to even start, right? I'm not saying everybody should do that, because a lot of time, there's life, there's lives that you got to live in, right? You gotta make a living, and to tell the truth, doing this, you're not really gonna be super wealthy doing this. Okay, we all do this because for the love, not for the money. I challenge you to find some of the greatest dancers, and most of them, the pioneers, aren't super wealthy, and they don't really mind it, right? They don't really mind it. So like if you really want to make a living or something like that, it's not, unfortunately it's not lucrative. Okay, it's possible, but it's not lucrative. So hopefully, I just want to be realistic with you guys. Okay, as this is my journey, and this is the journey that I've seen from a lot of friends, but we still do it anyways because we love the art, we love the dance. I'm not saying you can't do it. Obviously, there are a few people that can do it, but a lot of people that I've seen, it's just, we're not doing it for the money. Okay, if you want to do it for the money, you should probably choose some other, or have some other backup. Okay. All right, moving forward. So anyways, that's Sergio Funk. Love that boy. So again, one more time, shout out to Serge if you're watching this again. That was Monday, right? And the second interview that I have is with Win. So if you guys study locking, you know that Win is one of these international locking champions out of Taiwan. And I think I shared it during the interview, but I kind of want to share it again. I remember meeting him in 2001 when I went back to Taiwan. Again, for those that don't know, I was born in Taiwan. I was raised there till I was young, and then at around 9, that's when I moved here to the U.S. But anyways, 2001, I went to visit family, and a friend of a friend, kind of introduced me to the Taiwan dance scene when I went back to visit. I didn't know anybody. So somebody had a friend of a friend had a phone number of this b-boy named Chocolate. So shout out to Chocolate if you are watching right now. I haven't seen you in a long time, so I appreciate you taking my call that one time. And anyways, he invited me and says, hey, TBC was the name of the crew back then. And he said, hey, we're going to be performing, we're going to be dancing, getting down in front of this outdoor mall, a very famous outdoor mall in Taipei. So I was like, cool, man. Yeah, I went to kick it and met everybody. Chocolate was real cool, introduced me to people, and of course, me as a popper, as a locker, as a funk stylist, I want to meet all the funk stylists in Taipei, right, Taiwan at the time. And of course, I met Win, and I met a dude named Lion. Those are the two guys that I remember. So I'm sorry if I forgot everybody else's name, but at that time in 2001, Taiwan was mostly b-boying, I would say probably like, I don't know, from my recollection, there's probably like 10 to 1. For every one popper, there's probably 10 b-boys. So I remember that night when I met Win, and when I met Lion and Chocolate and everybody. First I met everybody, so we sat down. Again, this is an outdoor mall. And all the people are stretching, right? It's almost like a track meet. Everybody's stretching. And I was like, all right, cool. And and some break beats were playing. So everybody's stretching, everybody's relaxing, doing, cool. And then I forgot who started it, but maybe it was Chocolate. All right, he was a pretty well-known b-boy in Taiwan at the time. So he started the cipher, and then all the b-boys started doing their rounds. And they must have been going on for about half an hour or so, because there were so many of them. Everybody took turns, and everybody just kept going. And me as a popper, I was like, all right, I got no, real b-boy skills at the time. So I was like, I'm just gonna chill until until the music changed. And same thing, Win was sitting out, and I think Lion was sitting out. We just chilling. And when the b-boys needed to take a break, we're like, hey, let's play some funk, man. Let's play some poppy music. And it was cool. They were nice enough to let me play, my music at the time. So I had a pretty good mix. I played it, and it was cool, man. Win went out, Lion went out, and a couple of other poppers went out, and I went out. So it was a good exchange. There was definitely not battles. It was just exchange. And I had a great time. Win, thank you so much. Unfortunately, I feel like I said earlier, the ratio from poppers to funk stylers was overwhelming. There was way more way more b-boys than poppers at the time. So we kind of just had to hang back, and and our cipher probably lasted maybe, I don't know. In my mind, it felt like only 10 minutes. It might have been 15, but it didn't. I don't think it's longer than 15 minutes. And then quickly, the b-boys took over, right? Because like I said, most of them, there were b-boys hanging around, and they want to start breaking. So, but even then, it was fun. And what I'm proud of now is that there's so many great lockers now out of Taiwan and poppers. So great job, Win. Great job, Lion, for being a spearhead of that, and all the dancers in Taiwan. Big shout out to my home country there, and also there's a shout out to all the countries out there. Some of you guys are watching from different parts of the world. Start creating, start building, and don't always down your city. I get these comments a lot, right? People always say, hey, there's nobody in my city. There's nobody doing this. Nobody. That's like a victim's mentality, If you watch the interview that I have with Win, it was the same thing, right? He was one of the first guys. If you guys listen to what he said, he actually wasn't, he didn't grow up in Taipei. He grew up in another city, which is, I don't know, at least 2 hours drive away. So, and against his parents' will, he moved over to a different city and searched for to be around people that want to do it. And even then, when he's over there, most of the dancers there were breakers, and he was a popper at the time. And then, if you listen carefully, he said he flew to Japan without even contacting, without a phone number, without an email. He just knew that Tony Gogo taught in Japan. And he probably had a location of the studio, and that's it. He just flew out there hoping that he'd get a chance to meet Tony Gogo. So again, this is the reason why I want to bring these people that I respect so much and have them share their stories. Because all you guys out there that are either starting or about to start, I hope it inspires you to take arms and say, hey, I could probably do this. All right. I don't really need to have something established and go into it. Like when he started it by taking a gamble, taking a flight to a different country, right? And the key was that he was a likable person. That's the key, guys. First you got to work on yourself, guys. Work on yourself. Be a likable person. Be a humble person. Come into this art form. Come into this culture to be a student. I see this a lot. Okay, this is a warning for some of you guys. Don't come in big-headed. Some people come into class, say, "Oh yeah, I've been dancing since I was 5 years old. Da da da. I'm very good at this. I'm very good at that. Yeah, I just need you to give me a few tips and hear that." Squash away all that stuff. Squash away all that stuff. Put yourself in the other person's shoes. How would you feel if somebody come to your studio or your class and telling you how great they are and they just need a little bit of tip from you? How would you feel? So don't be that person, right? Everybody likes somebody who's humble. The more humble you are, the more humble the teacher will be. And that's how I came about. That's how I approached Pop and Pete, Skeeter Rabbit, Gary Kano, all the great ones. All the great ones. Okay? Wiggles, Stretch, Taco, like all the great ones. Be humble, all right? And I'm not saying just be humble to the great ones. Be humble to everybody else as well. I'm going to share a story with you guys. And hopefully you guys take it to heart. The person that, the moment that this happened, I knew, I was like, this guy is great. And I'm talking about Pop and Taco. The first time I met Pop and Taco, it was at the Funk Style event, 1999 in the fall. Okay, it was at the event where Sergio won the event. All right, won the pop contest. But what happened was before that, everybody's coming into this. I don't know if it's a gymnasium or a convention center. Anyways, it was indoors. And everybody's kind of stretching out, talking about, oh, yeah, are you going to enter this battle, blah, 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 this and that, where you from? Just meet and greet, right? Then what happened was, all of a sudden, everybody's looking at like, oh, Taco's here, right? And oh my God. Or, all the Electric Blues are celebrities, but we had already seen Pete, we had already seen Ski, Sam, everybody that was there, but Taco came in. So I, for one, was nervous. I was like, oh my God, here's a celebrity, But Taco was such a humble person, right? He comes in and he shakes everybody's hand. I'm talking about people who just sit down or a parent of a kid or something like that. He went, hey, how's it going? I'm Bruno. Just smiling face, a friendly guy. To me, that is what this culture is about, right? It's not about being on top and be like, yeah, I could kill everybody. I'm so good, I could destroy everybody. Bunk that, right? It's about Taco knowing that, hey, this is a community that we need to lift each other up. He's one of the greatest, and so humble and going to approach. He went to approach people. He knew how good he is, and he probably knew how nervous people will be to go up to him. So he took it upon himself to go greet every person in that room. And that was a big ass room. So it probably took him a good at least half an hour to meet every single person. But he did that. So I'm so grateful for that. Taco, if you ever get to see this, hopefully you remember. I remember chatting up with you, and that was a long time ago. Anyways, thank you again. And the reason why I share that with you guys is because I share that all the time with all my students. And the reason why I share that with them is so they know where it came from, why I did it. Okay? That's what I do now. Because Taco, what Taco did, Taco didn't say, hey, everybody, I'm doing this, so I want you guys to do it too. No. He's like a silent leader, right? He just does it because out of the goodness of his heart. When I saw that, I said, I want to be like that. Of course, I want to dance like him, but I want to be like him, like the characteristic and the friendliness that he brought. So ever since then, I remember that. Every time I go into a room of dancers, I go and greet every single person, whether or not if I'm competing or if I'm judging or if I'm just being an audience. I just go and I want to be like Taco. Okay, so. Hopefully you guys got something out of it, because that's what inspired me, and that's what these stories are about, and that's what this weekly wrap up is about, to break down essential key components of what I think is important. Okay, again, if you're starting to dance, learn not just the move, okay, Because if you're an asshole and you're a good dancer, you could be a good dancer but still an asshole, and people don't like you. People don't like you. People won't like you not because you're a bad dancer. You could be a great dancer, but people don't like you because you're an asshole. Work on that first. Don't be asshole. Be a good person. The dance comes later. All right. It helps when you're a good dancer, but it certainly don't help if you're an asshole. So don't be an asshole. That's my number one key right there. Taco shows it. Poppin' Pete shows it. To me, at least. All right. To me, I don't know how he is with other people, but when I see them, that's what I get out of it. Hopefully, you guys get that out of my stories. Okay. So the reason why I brought that up is because Win, my brother from Taiwan, to me, he's like that. He's always smiling. If you check out the interview that I have with him, it starts with him being just a smiley, positive person. I just want to be around smiling. Who doesn't want to be around a person who smiles all the time? Maybe a person who's sad and angry all the time. You don't want to be with a positive person, but who wants to be with a sad person all the time, anyways? So get yourself out of your sad state and be in a happy state and in a positive state. Okay, work on yourself. Get all the sadness out. Whatever issue that you have to work out. Once you're able to be positive, and think about it this way, guys. All the people that I know, think about all the good dancers that you know, the happy dancers you know. They live a long time. They live a long time. If you want to live a long time, maybe you should take this up. Not just dance. I'm talking about take up this positive attitude, and dance will help you. All right? That's my experience, and that's my advice to all my students. If you guys, joining me here, hopefully you guys could share some of the knowledge, some of the experience that I have. And if it applies to you, share it, spread it. If it's good, share it and spread it. All right? If it's good, don't be stingy with it. Share it and spread it. Share it and spread it. All right. So yeah, my brother Win, thank you so much. And also, what he said too, what he got out of it. What I asked him, the best advice he got, and he mentioned Tony Gogo, another one, Tony Gogo. If you guys ever watch Tony Gogo, he's always smiling too. He's another one, incredible man. Study him, okay? And Greg Hamlock Jr. That's Win's number one teacher right there, And listen to the interviews. Listen to what Greg Hamlock Jr. told Win. So proud of you, bro. Proud of you, Win. Yeah, definitely got to chat up with you again real soon. All right. Again, Happy New Year to Win. Happy New Year to Sergio. And speaking of Sergio, my third guest is also Sergio. Right. Pal Serge. He's out of the Bay Area here, my hometown. My homie here. Super proud of him too. And here's the thing. Here's another person that not just reached the level of high level of dancing, but we don't all have to win battles. I'm not saying he didn't win battles. He win battles, but that's not always the focus. His focus now is community. That's so important, and to me, that's what hip hop culture is about. Okay, any culture is about community. You cannot have a culture without community, right? Think about it. A culture must have community. And how do you build community? The key word is build. Build, not destroy, guys. To build, okay? Watch the interview with Sergio, Power Surge, right? He's built so much. He's given so much to all the communities, not just the Bay Area. He's gone to different parts of the world. He took teams of dancers to build teams all over the world. Okay, so you guys could do that too. I'm not saying you have to be a freaking world champion to build a community. You don't even need to really dance. You just need to have the love, okay, and the desire. You'll figure a way out. You will figure a way out wherever you are from, whatever country you're from, whatever city you're from. Don't focus on what you can't do. Focus what you can do, right? I wanna kind of bring you back bring you guys back to my brother Arnell. He mentioned when he was in college, he went to the president and said, "Hey, can I form a club?" And the president initially, was joking around, thinking, "No, you can't." But they said they kind of joked around, and he did, and he formed it, and it's great, and it's still lasting, right? He did it. Why? Why did he do it? Because he wants to build a community. That's why. He wants to build a community. Okay. And that's what I encourage you guys to do too. If you love this community, if you love this culture, build it. Build it. Start it. Right? With the notion in mind, with the mission in mind that you want to create something beautiful. And that's what it is. Create something beautiful. Create a community that help each other. Whether you use a cultural dance from your culture, it doesn't matter. If you bring people together, if you bring people that want to share something together, that's it. That's it. All right? To me, that's the community. That's culture. All right. So guys, that's my recap. Every week I want to recap. I want to give honor and respect to my guests from the past and show you guys that I've learned something from you guys. Okay. Also, to kind of recap what we did in our training. Every Monday through Thursdays, we train 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You guys can log in and join me and do some popping drills. What we started doing was some twisto flex. Okay. Some twisto flex, some isolations, some body controls, some movement controls. Start doing that. All right. If you've never done it, go check it out. You could do some search on my YouTube channel. It's New Studios, nustudios.com. Go check it out. There's a lot of playlists. If it works for you, go ahead and use it and share it. You don't have to use it. There's probably some other videos that you saw. If you see some other good videos, go ahead and use it. But if mine helps you, you want to help me support the channel, go ahead and give a like, subscribe, and definitely share it. Let everybody know that this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing. And support the OGs too. Pop and Pete, he has classes. Stretch, he has classes. A lot of OGs right now, they have their own classes. So you could take it from them directly. Go to their Instagram, go to their Facebook, hit them up directly. You guys could take classes with them directly. All right. So go ahead and do that. Support. Okay. Guys, thank you so much. I want to appreciate you guys for sharing and sticking around. Again, this will be on my podcast, Dance with Seach. Tomorrow is Monday. I will be back. I do have a guest. I do have another guest. And I actually will be doing an interview with him. Actually, it will be tomorrow at 9 p.m., which is normally it's my my popping session time. But I'm going to replace that with the interview because of the time difference. This brother is out in Japan, so I got to interview him. Anyways, stick around tomorrow if you guys want to check it out and joining on the live chat. Guys, that is it from me today. I hope you guys had a great start to this 2021. All right, and hopefully we're gonna make it a lot better than the previous year. Every year, let's make it better than the previous. Actually, let's do even better. Every month, every week, every day, let's make it better than the ones before. All right, guys, I am Seach. Thank you for joining me, and I'll talk to you next time.